Whether it's playing sports or even homework help, the two buddies always look forward to spending time together.
Rivera says she did not intend to do any damage to the menorah. She says she will apologize to Chabad for her actions. This first annual event is the only one of its kind, and you won't believe the instruments that are on display today. Carle Hospital and the Salvation Army teamed up to hold their 31st annual toy drive to collect gifts for children. The Hybrid Visions exhibit features everyday items uniquely transformed into instruments. As you can see here, an old laptop. This is just one of the 8 other locations to cast your vote in Champaign County. Although lawmakers met on Wednesday and freed up millions in revenue, the budget crisis in Illinois is still very far from being over. Many members of the Champaign-Urbana community, especially on the University of Illinois campus, have felt its impact. Some U of I students may be traveling around the world this spring break, so the University of Illinois sent out a warning about the dangers of the Zika virus and how to prevent getting it. When you think of environmental sustainability, it's not likely you'd guess it relates to music and art. The first annual Sonified Sustainability Festival hopes to change that. One of the festival's events, Hybrid Visions, kicked off today at the Illini Union Gallery. The exhibition is entirely designed by artist Ken Butler. 24 of what Butler calls his hybrid instruments are on display.
This is a group of quote-unquote violins, guitars, cellos, and basses, that some of which are playable, some of which are not meant to be.
Butler shares a passion for sustainability and made his first instrument, an Axe violin, almost 40 years ago. Over the decades, he's added hundreds to his collection. The Hybrid Visions exhibit features everyday items uniquely transformed into instruments. As you can see here, an old laptop has been made into a guitar. But this exhibit wouldn't be possible without festival creator Jason Finkelman. His passion for creating music from recyclable materials led him to recruit unique musicians around the country and bring them to the U of I campus. He applied for funding through the Student Sustainability Committee, who is sponsoring the festival. Finkelman hopes the public feels a positive impact.
What I hope folks get out of this festival is that they get inspired. They get inspired by the idea that you could make music out of any sound and that you could make sound with any kind of material.
As for Butler, don't expect him to stop making instruments anytime soon.
I like the idea of recycling, repurposing, reusing, recontextualizing, transforming what could be before into something different, trying to establish something new.
The festival will end on Sunday, kicking off Earth Week with performances for multiple musicians using their sustainable instruments. In Urbana, Kara Garvey, UI7 News. The menorah outside the Chabad House at the University of Illinois has been vandalized for a third time in 10 months. Thanks to a thorough investigation from UIPD, the 2 suspects have been identified. The female suspect is University of Illinois softball player Ruby Rivera. She is now suspended from the team. The Illini Chabad community is extremely disappointed to find out that a university leader is behind the vandalism.
I'm sad for her, I'm sad for the community, I'm sad for the athletics, because part of being an athlete is standing up. Athletes are people look up to. Athletes have the power to do so much good. Athletes have the power to do so much change, and it's sad when an athlete does something unfortunate as this.
Rivera says she did not intend to do any damage to the menorah. She says she will apologize to Chabad for her actions. Only Rivera has been issued a notice to appear in court later this month. The male suspect will not be charged. In the surveillance video, Rivera waits for pedestrians to walk past. She hangs on the arm until it breaks off. Both her and the male suspect flee the scene shortly after. Help from the public was a key part of the investigation.
Once we posted the video on our social media, on UIPD social media, we had a whole bunch of tips come in, people willing to help us out and help solve the crime, and we're really appreciative of that.
Illini Chabad is ready to move forward and bring more cultural understanding to the U of I campus.
We're going to come back taller, we're going to come back prouder, brighter, greater. We're not going to stand down, we're going to re-energize.
In Champaign, Kara Garvey, UI7 News. This is Jim Powell, a family man, science nerd, and a die-hard Kentucky basketball fan. But there's more than meets the eye. Powell has worked to impact the lives of kids as a volunteer for the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. The Champaign resident has volunteered for the organization for 12 years. He's been 8-year-old Zamari's buddy for just about a year, but still remains someone to look up to for his previous buddies around the country.
Lifelong lasting relationships. I'm still friends with all three of, well, of course I'm still friends with Zamari, but I'm friends with the other two littles. We're friends on Facebook.
The organization hopes to create a positive influence on the child, but to Jim, it means so much more than that.
Mentor one kid, change 2 lives. That's, exactly right.
In just a year, Powell and Zamari have grown to be great friends. The big and little bro help each other grow. But ultimately, Powell hopes Zamari just has fun.
Whether it's playing sports or even homework help, the two buddies always look forward to spending time together.
The 8-year-old just can't get enough of his big brother.
He's easy to talk to. He's helpful. He's amazing.
Their trust was established early on, but Powell says it doesn't always come that easy.
It takes about a year sometimes for certain kids to really just get comfortable with you and tell you whatever is on their mind.
No matter how long that takes, the joy both parties receive make it all worth it. Powell hopes more people in the community help out and volunteer.
There is a need in the community. It's very easy. It doesn't take up a lot of time.
As for Zamari and Powell, the two will continue to build their everlasting friendship. In Champaign, Kara Garvey, UI7 News.
Good evening, I'm Kara Garvey.
The city of Urbana is proposing an ordinance to decrease marijuana violations for offenders.
The Fighting Illini basketball team faces Maryland tonight at College Park. Tip-off is just a few minutes away at 6 o'clock. The Illini get a chance at back-to-back upset victories against the ranked Terrapins. Pressure systems can show us why. You can see in the west this high pressure system is what's causing the warm temperatures to move towards us and will give us our beautiful weekend. Checking out our radar, you can see that the awful winter storm we had yesterday is actually taking and moving towards the east, so they'll be getting hit with that. There are some partially cloudy skies with a little bit of sun here in Urbana right now, but expect some more clouds to roll in throughout the night, and we'll take a look at our radar right now to find out why. There is a storm starting in St. Louis. The Illini women's basketball season ended last night in the opening round of the Big Ten tournament. The cause of the Champaign house fire that killed 2 people is still being investigated. On Saturday, 26-year-old Sarah Schuler and 22-year-old Kristen Sheehan were pronounced dead. We'll be off next Thursday, but we will see you back in 2 weeks when UI7 News returns.